What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? So why are we crashing out in the group chat? Yeah, no, why are we crashing out in the group chat? Like, okay, no, I'm not gonna say nothing because that was me a week ago. So yeah, not gonna say anything about that. This is kind of hypocritical. I'll be honest, kind of hypocritical for me to criticize y'all on that. So won't be. I've been there, so. Low-key, I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days. I'm sure you guys saw my latest vlog yesterday. And, and what you guys said in the group chat. Yeah. I was spoiled. I'll be honest. I'll come clean. And I think I kind of knew that, like, subconsciously, somewhere in my mind, that it was unfair for me to kind of treat others, or like treat like these new people with the same standards that I treat y'all, or like people that I've known for all my life. And like I've talked to like a couple people. I think I've already told you guys, but I've talked to a couple people about like this feeling, and we all kind of came to like the same conclusion that like it takes time, right? Like it takes time to build like a strong actual bond that you can actually feel a connection with, right? Like it's difficult to build trust, I guess, to kind of mesh, to know each other better, and to synergize better, basically, right? So I always knew that it took time. I always knew that it was unfair to treat them with the same standards, because I think I know firsthand how difficult it is to make friends. I know how kind of hard it is to connect with people. So it was nothing new to me yet. Looking back, it felt really dumb of me to feel that lonely, feel that kind of empty, or like have a desire for like a greater and deeper connection, because I think I know like better than most people that, well, it takes time, right? Like it's because it takes that time, it's because it takes that effort, so that it actually is something that like is actually worth going for. You know what I mean? Like having genuine people that you connect with. You know what I mean? Like it's it's an investment, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like you're not just gonna stumble upon that. But it's something that you gotta work for. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel quite ashamed, feel quite foolish for having thought that. But at the same time, I felt that I should be honest with my feelings, and I felt that I was honest with my feelings at that time. That like desire, that kind of emptiness, was truthful, was honest. So I'm not gonna put myself too down for that, but yeah, I'll come clean. That wasn't I don't know. I guess I wasn't looking around myself, and I was just looking like towards that green light, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah. I've really started trying to shift my perspective, shift my mind on things, and how I view like relationships, not even like romantic, but like platonic, romantic, just like how I interact with people, how I view friends, and how I kind of interact with people that I meet. I'm trying to be more thoughtful. I feel like I try to be more empathetic. I hope I try to think a bit more, and I try to put people in my shoes, because, or not, I try to put myself in their shoes, because I realize that I often view, or I treat others how I want to be treated, which is a fine starting point. Like, a common example that has been pretty relevant is, like, saying no, right? When people kind of offer me something, when I say no, like, I actually mean it, right? Like, I'm not trying to be polite, not trying to, like, have them insist so then I can, like, take it. I'm not doing that for, like, to be coy or to, like, commence that little ritual. No, I actually do it because I don't want it, right? So when other people say no to when I offer something, I just immediately kind of respect that decision, despite knowing that, okay, that is something that is prevalent in Asian culture, like, that back and forth. You guys know what I'm talking about. That exists. And I think for one of my friends, or I'll just say it's Big M. Big M is really, I guess she cares a lot, or she has a lot of emphasis on, like, this culture stuff. Whether it's like, she gives you food and then you try to pay her back, she'd be like, no, like, that's not what you do in Asia, or stuff like that. I don't really know, but you guys know what she's talking about. I know what she's talking about. So I think she has that kind of same idea, where, like, she refuses, not because she doesn't want it per se, but more so she's trying to be polite and doesn't want to be seen of like a greedy money grabber or something like that. I don't really know, but I think that's how that's how she's acting. And despite me knowing that, I still respect her decision, like, what she says. Like, I'm not gonna insist, because that's just what I would want from someone. I felt uncomfortable when people insisted, and I had to continuously say no. So that's just how I view it. And then, while that is okay, I think, like, it served me good, like, for 18 years, like, but I think I can do better, right? Like, adapting to people that I'm close with, right? Because I know who they are, I know how they act, and, like, the intricacies of their character, right? So I think I can, or I want to try, like, not keep sticking with that base level of, okay, this is how I would do this, because this is how I want people to treat me in this situation if I was in that shoes. Instead of that, I want to do more so, okay, I would treat you like this because I know that you do X, Y, and Z, and that you would want W. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And this is how you think, and then because of that, I will do this. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That really shows that you kind of know who they are, that you're actually being thoughtful, and that you're being empathetic, basically. So that's one thing that I've been trying to work on, because I think it's something really important when you're trying to, like, actually make a connection, when you're actually trying to get closer to people. right? I think it shows a good understanding of like actually seeing them for who they are, and it kind of indicates that or conveys that, okay, so you actually understand who I am, that you're actually looking at me for who I am, basically, you know what I mean? So there's that. Something else I want to talk about, I think I've been communicating with a lot of people about like emotions that I usually don't talk about, right? Like, to my family, we never talk about like emotions in like a serious matter, or talking about like grief or loneliness, or just talking about our worries and stuff like that, right? Because like we're a very lighthearted family, and we often like, or like choose to like hide it or ignore it or like endure it, basically, right? I think that's quite common in Asian households, but yeah, that's just my background. But it's been a recent development, but I've had to kind of talk about my emotions, or talk to other people about my emotions, or have other people talk about their emotions to me a lot recently, right? Whether it's me initiating it or whether it's them initiating it, it's something that I'm still uncomfortable talking about, just because it's like novel to me. It's something I'm not used to. So there's that. And I just don't really know like the proper boundaries, like what I can say, what I can't say, right? So I think I really struggle with that. Like today, Big A was talking about, or I guess she was just kind of opening up about like she finds it weird that a lot of people reach out to her like one-on-one for like advice or personal things, and just wanting like her insights or to listen to them, right? I've personally done that as well, I think, which is why she even brought that up, right? I've talked to her about like loneliness. I've talked to her about life. I talked to her about family. So we've talked about that. And then she just kind of shares like similar things. And apparently even Adrian has been talking about stuff like that to her, which I don't mind at all, right? I welcome him opening up, because to be frank, he's much more introverted than most people think he is, especially in like such a social environment that UCLA and just college life is. So I know he's been struggling a bit, but yeah. And then she basically says like, oh, I didn't understand why she was bringing that up. Because we were talking about Adrian, and then she kind of just brings that up, that she finds it odd that a lot of people open up to like very personal topics to her. And then, so questions I asked was, so do you not like that? Because I often ask her for advice, right? So if she's saying that because she doesn't like it, then I'd stop, right? Like, naturally. And she says, no, I like giving advice, like, immediately. So I know she's not lying. She wouldn't lie. So yeah. I know it's not that. So in my head, like, what the fudge is it then? Like, why are you even saying that, right? And then what did I say? Oh, and then she's like, I just don't know why, right? Like, she's showing confusion. She's feeling a bit lost. And I just kind of give my viewpoint on it, which I think was okay. And then, sorry, Mom. And then I'm like, I think you're really, what did I say? I said, I think you're a really good listener. That's what I said. You're a really good listener. And I also said, and I think your viewpoint on life is good. Or like your insights are something like that. Like your insights are good, or your viewpoints on life is good. That's what I said. And she's like, oh, okay. Stuff like that. I don't really know. Or she's like, oh, that's nice. I don't freaking know. So, yeah, I didn't really know what that was about. But I think that was like bordering that emotional kind of topic that has been taboo for a long time in my life. Right? So it's definitely new territory. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. So I've really been trying to breach that, but it's definitely not easy, right? Because a lot of people don't really talk about their emotions. Or because if it makes them very vulnerable, right? Like, obviously makes you feel very vulnerable because you're talking about like how you're feeling, right? Because it shows who you are as a person, basically. Which I understand, right? So I've been talking about that. So yeah, that's a little tangent. I want to end off today by saying that this is a goal. I know a lot of you guys will be peeved to hear this because I know you guys are struggling. But I think I just want to set this goal and cement it so that I can actually kind of commit to it, basically. I think I really want to commit to this friend group that I have. I think they're really supportive, as Simon said, really supportive people. And the people that I actually vibe with, that I enjoy being around. So yeah, I think no more looking back, no more trying to go for that green light. I think I'm actually going to try and just sticking with these MFs, right? Because I like being around them and I think it's fine, right? And and so I think I want to put more quality, I guess, strengthen the bonds that we already have and make it stronger so that even after this first year, even after freshman year ends, and when we maybe move into different houses and we're separated from the convenience that we once had, right? Because we're practically like 10 steps away from each other, that we'll still continue to hang out, and we'll still continue to like grab dinner together, and we'll still have fun and hang out with each other, right? So I think that's one of my end goals of freshman year. Make this a really strong friend group that can stand the what is it called? Stand the depths of time or something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. that is actually strong. That is yeah, you know what I mean? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Today I already hung out with them a lot. That I'm like doing things I usually wouldn't do, right? For example, I went with one of the Indians to basically go to Westwood, which is like the neighboring big city next to us, next to UCLA, to shop he was shopping for Halloween costumes. So I went with him one-on-one, right? And then that took around like 2 hours. It was fun. I think it was a nice bonding moment because we talked about a lot of stuff. though it wasn't like talking about like emotion and stuff like that, but it was still like fun to interact with him, you know what I mean? And then after that, we talked a lot about, I don't know, I hung out with the three Indians. We went to a basketball game, the UCLA versus UCI game. It was okay, right? Like, I don't enjoy watching sports at all. I'm not about that. I would rather watch anime any day of the freaking week. So obviously I'm always inherently like not really interested to watch, but I decided to just go because it'd be nice to hang out with them, right? Stuff like that. So I did that. And yeah, and then I went to the gym with Eddie after that, and then yeah. Oh yeah, and before like the going out to Westwood, I hung out with Alyssa, Big A, in the lounge. It wasn't talking because she's busy, right? But it's just like being in the same environment together. I think definitely it's quite a passive way to build like rapport, but it definitely is something that builds it, just because it's like both of your presences are in the same room, you know what I mean? So like obviously it's not like some crazy you know what I mean, but like it's boom 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 boom, you know what I mean, like it's very passive. So I did that. It was like from when I woke up to after class with her. So then we went to get lunch. I'm invited the two of the Indians, and then another housemate, Sunny, if you guys know who that is. So yeah, hung out with them for lunch, and then we went to class. Obviously, like, we can't really do much in the class because it's just a lecture. But we're just sitting next to each other. And that lecture is so boring. So instead of sleeping, I was playing Clash Royale. For those who are unaware, I started last week when I got sick. And I'm around 4,100 trophies right now. Trying to climb, but it's a bit of a struggle, I'll be honest. Not the easiest. I wish I reclaimed my last account. Because it had like a bunch of cards. Like a bunch of legendaries, for example, or just like cards in general. I had a lot of those. So I low-key missed that account. But it is what it is. I lost it. It's been a long time since, so whatever. Fresh slate. It is what it is. So not the end of the world, but something to long for. What else would I want to talk about? Oh, and yeah, yesterday night I went to eat with the Indians, and who was it? Leanne. If you guys don't know who Leanne is, that's one of the big three chuz. The third chuz of the... It's Big M, Big A, Big L. So, yeah. Sorry, that just completely killed my train of thought. Not sure if you guys heard that, but I don't know what he was saying. And I talked to her for, like, a good while, I would say. Like 30 minutes easily. Pushing an hour. Because, like, the Indians don't really talk when they eat, right? Like, it's a very quiet thing. Or they're on their phones, stuff like that, which I don't mind, right? But Big L is a yapper. So we just talked a lot about stuff like that. Just random stuff. And I talked a lot about, I don't know if you guys remember Isaac. Catch up on the lore. Review on your lore if you guys don't know about him. But I asked about that because I've seen her hang out with him. So we kind of like talked a little bit about that. Shared our sides of the story type shiz. Because I rarely talk to her. Because she's been hanging out with like her friends from like high school, stuff like that. Like from week 0. Starting week 0, we hung out a lot. Not me and her personally, but like it has a big group. But like since then, it's been quite like we've been doing our own things basically. But yesterday we've kind of connected a bit more. And we did like a jigsaw puzzle. I believe I talked about it yesterday night in the vlog, but yeah, we did jigsaw puzzle. She was there too. And there's like just like a nice bonding moment basically. She's nice. She's a very mellow person. I don't know if you guys know what I'm referring to, but like very lighthearted. But her reactions are very tame, or I don't really know how to say it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe her archetype, like her character archetype, but like it's a low-key borderline bipolar. She can be like very quiet and be very loud at other times. Right, so she feels quite mature, is how I would describe her. Very mature. But yeah, I think it's pleasant to be around her. So I definitely want to kind of continue to get to know her, right? As friends, I just want to make that clear. I don't want you guys being like, oh, he's developing an interest for this woman. Like, no. I don't view her romantically. And I realized that I've never viewed any women romantically besides 2D anime characters. So yeah. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good summary of what's been happening recently. Oh yeah, one last thing. Speaking of 2D anime girls and romantic interest, bro, I was watching what is it called? The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Bro, Bro, what's her name? Waguri Kaoruko? Bro! Making sure nobody is looking at me. Oh my god, dude. Every episode I watch of that anime, I feel quite lonely. I feel a bit I literally scream like, I want a girlfriend, like stuff like that, and it just feels quite weird. Right? Like Eddie, if you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like every time I just crash out after the ending, when the ending OST plays, it's just me crashing out and feeling quite vexed. Or like longing for this woman that I've never even interacted with before in my entire life. But she's a dream girl of mine, despite her being someone that isn't real, maybe. I don't know. Like, she's so cute. And, like, pure. So, I don't know, like... And she's so kind. I don't know. She's my dream girl. But, like... Yeah, she's my dream girl. So... Bro, she's... Bro. I would... Bro, I need to make sure, like, nobody has their windows open, because... Oh, shoot. Okay, whatever. Hopefully no rumors spread, bro. Oh, my God. Like... And don't even get me started on Hoshina Subaru, bro. Like, Like, okay, she's not my type, like, in terms of personality or looks. But, even the mother. Oh, my God. She's so kind. Like, dyeing her hair blonde. Doing pierce. Like, where are these women? You know what I mean? It's like, give me one of these and I'm just set for life. And it feels quite... like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys understand me. Like, if you guys, like... Put it in the comments below if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, But yeah. That's about it. Alright. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.